Hello, legends. Welcome back to the channel. It's not false jeopardy. Look at me. Look at my handies. Oh, I've had a welcome mop. Hello. Thanks. If you can hear me, by the way, just let me know because I'm not sure if my microphone is working. So if you can hear me, just let me know in the comments. Mop, get out the way, bloody mop cat. I'm going to wait for a few people to get on the live stream. Come here, pussycat. What are you doing? Look, he's the mop. Before I start talking really about why I'm filthy and tired and gutted. Oh my goodness, the mop is knocking over Audi TT locking wheels. Mop, for goodness sake, cat, come here. Right, off you go. Right, it's not false jeopardy. It's not false jeopardy. It's not, oh, the royal snail. Oh my goodness. It's dead. And I think it's the end. To be honest with you, I've had a day of it. You've seen maybe from the thumbnail that I've been out and about in the Royal Snail today. Where have you been, John? Let me tell you. Let me load up the fact that I can do a shared screen with you apparently now. I was going to an online car auction to view a car that is for sale. How do I share my screen? Let me find it. Share screen. Allow studio. Entire screen. Yeah. Allow. Oh my goodness. Right. You should be able to see that. Hobbs Parker Car Auctions in Kent is where I was going to look at a car for sale. Not this one, but lot 909. Let's scroll down to it. Wah wah. It's the Stevens Cypher Coupe Mitsubishi Proton Concept. No idea why they've put the name Mitsubishi in there because it's absolutely nothing to do with Mitsubishi. But this car is a Stevens Cypher Coupe Proton Persona underneath, and it's for sale. Originally, Tony Stevens tried to sell it in 2013 for a whopping price of £250,000. Only told, well, it's not worth that, mate. So he put it up for sale again in 2022 with Car and Classic for it to reach £15,000. And he said, no, not accepting that. Anyway, it's for sale at Hobbs Parker in Kent with a guide price of £10,000. I've been trying to see this car, this concept Proton, for 5 years. And today was the first chance I got to go and see it. I rang the auction house and said who I was, what I wanted to do, and they were like, come on down, mate. The seller, Mr. Stevens, bit jiffly, bit of a nightmare to get hold of. And so I thought, that's a good idea. I'll go down and see it. Now, other YouTube Proton Fairweather fanatic, Jeff Buys Cars, is interested in the car. And he, I believe, is currently the winning bid at £3,000. It won't sell for that. It won't sell. Anyway, so I got in my Snail van at 5 o'clock this morning, made a little video. I'm going to go and finally see the rarest Proton in the UK. I've been trying to buy this car for 5 years. Let's actually have a look at it. I might even get to give it a drive. So I was in my Snail van. This is what we're going with. We're not talking about Protons today. We're talking about snails. And I'm in my Snail van on the way, and it was going really well, really well. Filled up the tank with diesel, put 70 quid in, gives me around about an estimated 1,000 miles. It doesn't, but it does. Had a McDonald's breakfast, Cats, stop! The cats are fighting. Cats. Had a McDonald's breakfast. £5 for the. It was terrible. It was terrible. Um, and then I was on my way. I was told to avoid the M20 because of Operation Brock. This is something to do with uh, lorries and going abroad. So I went on the M25 clockwise. Everything was fine. The M25, normally the worst road in the UK, right? It's terrible. It was fine. Everything was going right. And in my head, I was planning a road trip. A friend of mine is going to the south of France in August, and he's invited me to catch up with him. And I thought, yeah, I'm going to drive the Snail van to the south of France in August. What a great little van this is. I love my Snail van. Literally, I was thinking this whilst doing 70 in lane 3. I wasn't hogging lane 3, I was driving properly like a proper person. And then all of a sudden, boom, literally that was it. Boom. I thought, oh, that was weird. And my engine light came on. Thought, oh, what's wrong with the Snail? This is unusual. Me in lane 3 doing 70, motorway, motorway, motorway. I've lost power. uh, 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 I also lost power to my bum because at that point I was thinking, oh my God, I've broken down in lane 3. I managed to coast and indicate lane 2, lane 1, hard shoulder, where my oil light came on and my alternator battery light came on. I thought, oh my goodness, what's wrong with the Snail? I can't have run out of fuel. What's gone on here? And the Snail has been a little bit temperamental recently in that we put new glow plugs in it and it's been making a funny old noise with the clutch. But Dad thought that it was sort of the clutch release bearing that was causing a problem. Everyone that's on the live, by the way, I will address you in a second. I'm just telling you the story because there's loads of you here. Thank you. And the cats are having a right fight. Pussycats, will you stop it, please? I'm trying to talk to the good people of YouTube about the Snail van, and they don't care about you fighting. They care about the Snail van. And they're not listening to me. Anyway, got to the side of the road, and I spend my life telling people, if you're in an accident at the side of the motorway, get out your car, get out your van, and get the other side of the crash barrier and move away. And I seem to have forgotten all that and stayed in the car for a moment. I rang Mrs. JC to say, I've broken down, don't panic. Dad today was at a funeral, so I didn't want to ring him and say, Dad, I've broken down, whilst everyone's being carried in. So I tried turning it over a few times to no avail. It was franking and spinning. No, Benjamin, not after I'd put fuel in. About 150 miles after I'd put fuel in. So it wasn't, I've double checked, I put the right fuel in, I promise. But I did think it was a fueling issue. Luckily, I had with me, and I don't have it here now, let's say this is it. Luckily, I had with me in my van a scanner that a company had sent me. Brand new tablet sort of scanner, really posh, Bluetooth thing that you plug in. So I plugged my scanner in and it came up with fueling issue and camshaft position sensor. And at that point, I thought, the timing belt has gone. But then I realized it doesn't have a timing belt. It has a timing chain. And I thought, well, if the timing chain had gone, I would have heard the tinkle and rattle of the pistons and the valves having a one night stand. And I didn't hear anything of that. Remember, all I heard was, oh, my engine light's on. Anyway, rang my recovery. Of course I have recovery. I run a fleet of crap old cars. I pay a monthly subscription to recovery, and I rang the recovery and they were there within 40 minutes. I was loaded up onto a truck, and the guy that came, wide boy, Essex boy, gold chain, cig on, good guy, um, was like, "Yeah, I'm going to take you to the garage. We'll try and get you going." I'm like, "Mate, think it's the fuel pump or the timing chain." And he was like, "Nah, it's not going to be the timing chain." That's my Essex. It'll be the fuel pump. I'm not going to mess about. Then I'll take you home. So thankfully, I got taken home the 2.5 hours talking to Mr. Essex, but actually a really nice guy. So we had a good old chat, and he dropped me off at home. At that point, Dad had returned from the funeral. I think he'd got changed out of his formal gear. He was full of pork pie and sausage roll and was like, "Come on then, let's see what the problem is." I showed him the diagnostics, and he went, "Yeah, timing chain's gone." So he knew, he knew. We got it in the garage, and he used some of the "start you bastard" down into the air, into the engine. It was not firing. It was like, "Nothing is turning, mate. Mechanically, this is broken. It's not electrical, it's not fuel." Um, so we took some bits off so we could see the cams, and the cams were not turning. So why am I grubby? Well, I'm sure you can work it out. I said, let's try and strip it down then. Let's double check. Let's triple check that the chain has snapped, because it's really unusual for a chain in a Doblo 1.3 diesel to break. Now, don't get me wrong, the van has done 155,000 miles, and I've done about 80,000 of those miles trouble free, apart from the crash we had in January. Remember that. Uh, anyway, we've stripped it down. I don't want to spoil the fun, but the Snail is dead. There's no easy way of saying this. The timing chain snapped at 70 miles an hour. Uh, it is what it is. Can't do anything about it. Uh, it's now in pieces in Dad's garage. The problem with the engine is it needs a special timing uh, kit, timing tool, 50 quid. The timing chain kit is 70 quid. And if we put a timing chain kit on it, and it's bent valves, and it's snapped cams, uh, and rockers and all sorts of stuff, it's going to be hundreds of pounds and hours and hours and hours of work for a van that cost me 250 quid. It's not economical, is it? It's my van. It's my Royal Snail. I love it. I absolutely love my van. There's videos coming that I filmed where I'm driving my van, telling people how much I love it, how much I love using it, and enjoy being in my van. And this isn't false jeopardy. At the moment, as we stand, 7:30 on the 9th of April, Dad and I have come to the agreement. We've even shook hands on it. That's it. The Snail is done. Uh, we're not going to do the work on it, and we're going to retire the Snail. So if anyone wants a Fiat Doblo cargo van that needs a new engine, you know where to find me. Anyway, let's address some of these comments. Old Red Salika, evening all. Hello, how are you? Love Marmite. 5 out of 5 on the sound. Oh, good. Yeah, because I've got my DJI plugged in. Elliot says, I can hear you. Thanks for being with us, Elliot. Pentagram Motorsports, good evening. Hello, Mr. Motorsports. I am, personal comment between me and Pentagram Motorsports, TikTok this month. Yeah, excellent. So thank you very much. Thanks for the advice. Monetizing TikTok. Benjamin, good evening. Hello. What a lovely picture of a dog you've got there. Daniel, hi John. Hope you, Amy, and the inspector are well. The inspector is here somewhere. She's just had her drugs. Amy is at work. This is the mop, who's here to be a nuisance. What happened with the Snail? Well, I hope you've covered that now. Wilf says, "Rad to see you live." Yeah, thanks, Wilf. I don't normally do lives, but I think that they are a good thing to do. Engaging with the YouTube community. There's 92 of you apparently watching this, so if you are watching it, drop us a like and a comment. Evening John said, "Sid, hi mate." Kevin says, "Sad news to hear about the snail." Yeah, I'm gutted about that. Good job coasting and not breaking down in lane 3. Could you imagine? That would have been a totally different story. An absolutely totally different story if I was stuck in lane 3 on the M25. You know, when you hear Sally Traffic on Radio 2 going, "Oh, there's a broken down vehicle and it's causing 4 miles of queuing on the M25." You think, "Oh God." I was nearly that person. Uh, Mike Rambles with Lucy at the Morris Miner. If you haven't subscribed, by the way, please subscribe. I think I know why it broke down. Why? Why did it break? Oh, I know why he's going to say. Because it's a Fiat. Oh, no, he didn't. He said, because you didn't use Shell. Okay, I get it. Yeah. Shell, Snail. Tony, RIP. The Snail. Yeah. Romac, oh no, what a pity. Spokesman, the snail is squashed. Yeah, it certainly is. Fat Boy for Pie, put a second-hand engine in. You are absolutely right. I could put a second-hand engine in the van. Well, I say, and that's the problem, right? That is the problem. I couldn't do that. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't put an engine in a car. I know a man that can, but well, he's retired. Um, it's not fair on Dad. It's not fair on Dad for me to say, "Dad, can me and you now do an engine transplant in the Doblo?" He don't fancy it. El Profe says, "New van time could be time for a jumbuck." It could be time for a jumbuck. It, the Doblo is two-seater. A jumbuck is two-seater. The good thing about the Doblo is it's undercover, and I can keep stuff in the back there. I don't keep stuff in the back, but if I wanted to keep, I don't know, Jaffa cakes in the back overnight, could do relatively successfully. Hello, John. Oh, there's lots of people here. Oh, lots of people retracting messages. How do we do that? Um, Hello, John and chat. Hi, Andy. Can't believe the snail is dead, especially after it survived the crash, David says. Yes. 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 Me either. Liam says, "See it as an opportunity to acquire something else for the dog and food shopping." Yeah, that is a good idea, isn't it? I've considered getting sort of a Renault Traffic or a Vivaro or something a bit bigger, but I don't want a white van. I did see a nice yellow Renault van for sale recently and I missed the opportunity. Dean says, "What do you do for work apart from YouTube?" Oh, that's a top secret. Top secret. It's not exciting, Dean. But if you want to know, well, actually, there. I'm a police detective, keeping the great people of Cambridgeshire safe. So if you're in Cambridgeshire and you need a detective, I might turn up. I work for a specialist department, so actually hope that I don't turn up, because if I turn up, then something's gone seriously wrong. I very rarely talk about work on here because I need to keep it separate for obvious reasons. But yeah, I work in a specialist department, and if I turn up, then it's gone really wrong. So I hope that we never meet in a professional sense, because bad times. Uh, Rick says, "Hey John, glad to see you're safe." Thank you. You'll have to get a Proton Jumbuck, says Michael. Yes. John says, "Sorry about the snail." Hi. Don't know how to say this. I never had to say it. I always call you Pido, but it's Fido. Oh, Fido. Right. Thank God it was not the smart motorway part, as they take years to shut the lane. Well, thankfully, we didn't have to shut the lane. Ivor says, "Hello, John. Up and down Collab, get it on his rolling road." Well, I'd love to get it on the rolling road, but it doesn't work. It's got no compression at the moment. Mechanic says, "Hi, John. Sorry to hear about the snail." Yeah, sad times. Fix it again tomorrow. I knew someone was going to say that. I've had it on Twitter all afternoon. Maybe not this time. Audi Avant, perhaps. Dad would shoot me if I bought another Audi. David Tullerton, I'd say you're a car salesman. I would be a terrible, utterly terrible car salesman, David, because I would get Mrs. Miggins bring her Suzuki Swift from 2001 in, and I would then want to keep it myself. Oh, I'm gonna lose power. Got to plug in. Hang on a minute.